everyone, I'm Sarah and welcome back to the Attract Capital webinar series. We're glad you tuned in. I'm here with Dave Barnett, founder and CEO of Attract Capital.
Hi everybody.
So today we're talking about what independent sponsors are looking for in a lender. So Dave, can you first tell us what independent sponsors are, like what defines them?
Sure, Sarah. So an independent sponsor is a successful business person who has their own capital who wants to buy a company. They're not a private equity fund. They have a unique growth plan to bring to the table. They're really an entrepreneur, somebody that has been out in business and has done something successful, and they want to deploy that at a company that they want to acquire.
Mm-hmm. So, but you said they're not private equity. It kind of sounds the same. So can you tell us a bit more about how they're different?
They're more entrepreneurial in that they're the type of people that make it happen. They have a kind of a dynamism to them in that either they have product expertise or they have marketing expertise or operational expertise that they want to bring to a company. Private equity funds have $100 million funds. So these independent sponsors, they don't have large funds. They're successful. They have financial assets that they invest in the acquisition, but they're not a fund that can keep writing checks. It's usually an individual or a small team of individuals.
Seems like they're more hands-on too.
Exactly. Perfectly said. They have an ownership view as well as an operational view. So they're owner operators.
Yeah. Okay. So as the title said, what are they looking for in their acquisition lenders?
Well, they're looking to work with the right type of lender for their particular style, not being corporatized like a private equity fund. They're more entrepreneurial, they're more relationship based. So they're very focused on finding lenders that have the right temperament and disposition that they can relate to. And the disposition specifically they're looking for is somebody that is relaxed and supportive, a lender that is not micromanaging them, but one that gives them a bit more latitude to be able to execute the growth plan. So the temperament is a very important criteria that they're looking for. As I mentioned earlier, they're also relationship based. So they want to be able to form a personal relationship with the people from the lender and know that those people are going to continue to work with them throughout the life cycle of the deal. They want to have a lender who's patient and understanding that there might be surprises along the way because there's always a bump in the road. And then they want lenders that will give them more financing for even additional growth after they acquire the company if they should need it.
Okay, well, that makes sense. I think a lot of these qualities are things that you look for when you're doing business with anyone, but that's really good to know. And I think it might sound like, oh, there's a certain price point or whatever. So are independent sponsors price sensitive or not?
I would say they're not very price sensitive, Sarah. I would say that they're more focused on the quality of the lending institution that they're trying to align with, and they're willing to pay more if the lender meets this criteria. Most of the entrepreneurs, and we've only ever worked with independent sponsors at Attract Capital, most of them are not that price sensitive. They're looking for a lender that they feel that they can rely upon, and they're willing to pay more for that. So they're not always looking at it on a price basis. They're looking at the intangibles that the relationship brings to the table. And for that very reason, they tend to avoid large banks because large banks can be very bureaucratic and get lost in the shuffle. And they like dealing with smaller banks, smaller lenders, where they'll have a personal relationship with the people there. So it's not always about, they're not price sensitive. They're more, what is the total value equation?
Yeah, sure. And there's a lot more that goes into it. That makes a lot of sense. I think you explained it pretty well. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much. And be on the lookout for our next webinar.
Thank you.
Bye.